365, shake my hand, everybody, and welcome back to another video. We're looking at day trading, that intraday perspective, those very small time frames, and I'm calling this, scenario analysis, right? So technically speaking, there've been three specific scenario analysis videos on Euro USD. Yesterday, I dropped part 4 with a live sell trade. So technically speaking, this will be part 5. We just need to, title these things later on so that you don't get confused. I'm here to just do a short introduction as usual. What I do is I film myself during the day in different parts of the trading, aspect. I try not to put a lot of trades into that one recording, so I'm just focusing on Euro USD and not what I'm doing in other charts, just so that we can get a clear line of thought going. Right. So today you're gonna see, right, in the video that's about to roll out right now, you're gonna see me lose excuse me, about 55 US dollars, and then make about 200 and something US dollars. So completely recover that, in a beautiful 1:4 trade, which technically would have given me 1,200 and something US dollars had I been holding it just a couple of more hours. Right now it's running as we speak, the Euro USD buy. You're gonna see why, in the London session, I decided to go for the buy, even though we're ultimately in a downtrend. Remember, depending on the type of trader that you are completely influenced by the time frames that you're using. As a swing trader, the ultimate big picture is very important. As a day trader, sometimes you're caught in counter trends, right? So ultimately speaking, if you ask me anytime, any day, of the week, I'll always say that Euro USD is a sell profile asset. It's going down because I believe that in my heart, and that's what it's been doing for the last 2 years, and been on the sell side of it. In fact, my trading journal tells me that 86% of the trades I took in 2022 since January have just been sales, like across all asset classes, right? But on the smaller time frames now, you are literally looking at the issues around break of market structure and change of character, which I did a video on. So you need to find a way to synchronize all this information I'm doing in this series, so that you have a clean list of rules, a clean list of rules that, step-by-step trading plan, right? I don't want to hold you too much. This is now the end of day. The time now is 10 p.m. Time for me to go to bed. I know, my mind is getting foggy, etc. I just want to explain how the day ended, and then you'll just see how the day began and how I took the trades, and the beauty behind what it is that I'm trying to show you. Let me just quickly share my screen with you, and then I'll let you guys watch the rest of the video. Please note, this video is supposed to be actually very long, because in it, right at the end, I was going to teach you guys the schematic behind the methodology that I'm using to trade. So it's the liquidity schematic, like how I find liquidity in the markets, and then mirror that to my supply and demand trading. I realize that I am not at the best right now doing this introduction at about 10 p.m. right? I'm a bit fatigued. So what I'll do is tomorrow, instead of prioritizing filming me taking a trade, all right, tomorrow's biggest priority will be spending an hour at least recording an education video on how to read market structure, at least the ABC of my liquidity, scheme. Remember, if these videos are dropping on YouTube, right, I'm removing, things that are dealt with thoroughly in my course. So this is just extra information for registered students, right? There's all the big rules, the free flow of information, the structure, the connection to smart money. All of that can be found in the 365 Traders course, right? I've put together a structured course. The link is down below, right? But this is how Euro USD has ended, all right? So you're going to see me take a couple of buys down here today. I'm going to explain why, how it worked out, and you're going to see me take profit here like a little dummy, just because of how clustered my day was. Very unfortunate, right? But this was a 1,000 US dollar movement for me today. 1,000 US dollar movement for me today. So, and then, we can observe that these sales actually didn't work, and it's such a silly reason why. Number one, and by the way, today would be the last time. There will never be another time like this where I sacrifice my account for the sake of content creation. All right, I want you guys to subscribe, I want you guys to like, but at the end of the day, my core is trading. That's my business, right? So remember we set up pending orders here. All right, I set up pending orders here about 24 hours ago when I sold price going down there because of the beautiful imbalance. I was, for the most part of the last 24 hours, absolutely expecting to sell when price came back up here, but during the day a lot of things happened. So once again, I'll refer you to my most recent video, second most recent video around the scenario analysis stuff, where I teach on break of structure. A break of structure is trend continuation, but the signal for change of character in the markets will always happen in this lower time frames, right? So change of character took place today where price changed its character from downward, it switched up. And so because I was on record, I was recording myself. It's actually an extra stress to record yourself and all that kind of stuff. I hope you guys appreciate this. But I'm trying to bring, the authentic side of trading. Now, because I was already on record of wanting to sell here, and there was not enough time for me to kind of like close out and make a video while I'm closing out. This is literally a train that I allowed to happen. But if you've watched most of my videos in the past, before NFP, before ADP, I always warn you guys that never, ever, 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 ever sit in front of a parabolic structure. When you have a parabolic structure, I've explained this as standing in front, being the first person, an arrow, a well stretched arrow being shot out and being the first person to catch that arrow. Most of the damage will be done unto you. So when structure is parabolic like this, 9 out of 10 times, those order blocks, those order zones, especially on the smaller time frames, do not stand, right? So I took the L, I let it happen. I'm not gonna lie, it was quite, fascinating to see, or painful to watch. But remember, my risk management style is perfect, right? For no matter how big the zones are, I'm only risking 5% of my maximum pain, which always results in me losing about 50 to $60 per trade. But when I win, my risk to reward ratio is always a minimum of 1:3. So still I had a $200 day on this asset alone, right? We won't talk about the stocks and all the other beautiful things we traded today. And I lost about $54 in the morning, and then another 54, 55 or whatever it was somewhere up here. But I'll put the screenshots as we go along. Right now, markets have broken this, number one, because of change of character. All right, we'll refresh. Go back to that video that I spoke about, change of character. You can see it there. It's very important, very, very important to understand these rules. Right, and number two, while yesterday this absolutely looked attractive, now this is my mistake, right? Number two, this is actually not really continuous in the multiple time frame analysis process. Remember, price is fractal. I've taught on this. So fractality speaks about the continuation of price in its form across different timelines, and we can see here on the 2-hour time frame, right, that there wasn't really a strong imbalance. There was no bearish engulfing pattern. And if that's the case, then we need an imbalance. 365 registered students, all of this stuff, 365 registered students, everything that I know, because remember, I've put it already for you in module 1 and module 2, so the basics, right? So this was a basic rule. Look at this. The multiple time frame analysis process is broken because on the H2, we don't really have a bearish engulfing pattern. And so if we don't have a bearish engulfing pattern, we have a typical, standard need, right, for a rule-based supply to be formed. A rule-based supply would require an imbalance. Remember how we classify an imbalance, not how those free PDFs say or YouTube, how we as 365, classify, an imbalance. There was no bearish engulfment here. All right, and so we've got 1, 2 red candlesticks. So come back here into lecture 11 in module 1, right? Go back to module 1, lecture 11, module 1, when we start to put all these rules together. Remember that this was like a very good 2-hour class that we had together inside our course, right? Those of you who have access to the course, this is very important because in here, we really, really get back into those basics, the fractality of price, how price is everything, the joining all those 5 types of supply and demand. Inside this lesson, please, 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 registered students, come back to this beautiful lecture here, lecture 11, because you can see even me, right? Because I was focused on that H1 bearish engulfment pattern, right? We got burnt, but really, instead of waiting for the burn to happen here, as a day trader, right, all you need to see is change of character. When change of character occurs at the bottom, you now know that there's something wrong, something has flipped. Markets might have been risk on today because of a sentiment, right? We had a very good day, stock trading in the afternoon during the New York session, right? So there's a sentiment shift, which is fine, right? And then it took out this area, and now price is heading very much close to NFP supplies from last week Friday. But the other thing that I did bring up, and I'm about to wrap up this introduction, is the fact that always know your asset scenario analysis. EURUSD opens here and only pushes down for like 44 pips. So even in the rollout you're about to watch, I tell you guys that, look, man, I don't think this is the movement of the day, right? The movement of the day is obviously going to have to be up. And that's why I started to buy. And that's how we made money today, right? Make money every day with EURUSD. We did incur, losses, but the losses did not, overtake, the profits that we had. Thank you so much for watching the stuff. I'm going to leave you now to watch the rest of it, but look out for the actual, schematic flow video where I'm going to teach you, liquidity side by side so that these things come gel together. Once again, I need to hear from you. If you like this stuff, like the video, do subscribe. Any of those things, comment, right? All of those things send, clear communication of intent to take the time during my trading day to keep recording. It's actually quite, I did it last year when I did season 1 of how to 5x, 10x your trading account. It's actually a new psychological element to record every single trade on video, than do it on hindsight. So let me know. I don't mind that pressure, but I need to know it's worth it to you, right? 365, enjoy the rest of this video, and I'll see you next time on the channel. Peace. Morning, Leroy James, my Siri here, head trader of 365 Trading Academy. I hope you've already watched my previous video on EURUSD that I filmed on the 6th of September. And we are looking at a new play for the day. So yesterday I sold here. Remember, if you watch these videos 2 or 3 or 4 days after, it's still not too late, because it takes time for price to go back to areas where smart money needs to actually mitigate a lot of these order blocks, right? These areas of value. So it's not too bad, right? So the time now is about 10 a.m., 1 hour into the London session, and I haven't done anything. You can see price is already moving. And I want to see if there's a play for the day. Generally speaking, I'm a very old school type of trader. The trend is your friend until the bend. And on the daily time frame, which is generally where I mean, I would look at my monthly, my all sorts of things, right? And I understand that my monthly, weekly, daily are all trying to sell, right? And then, it's the small time frames that a lot of day traders get stuck at, right? So this is today's candlestick. And these are my 5-minute zones that I've marked out there on the smaller time frame. So, it might not make sense. It might not even get there because of just how far away these areas are. But I'm pretty sure if you notice this green candle here, I don't know if you guys can see that clearly. Let's try and zoom in a bit. Where is it now? All right, so this green candle there, you see this green candle? If I move my 9 a.m. vertical line out of the way, there you go. You see, this green candle made it all the way there to mitigate this bearish engulfing pattern. And so that's something to keep in mind of, right? So now I think, maybe we get a run into this zone here. All right, but this zone is very big, right? The whole zone is technically speaking all the way up to that wick there. But, the body of the candle is somewhere there. And my 5 minutes sell orders from the previous day is somewhere in here. All right, so that's what the daily looks like. I'm just going to delete that, and then I'm going to bring back my 9 a.m. Vertical line so that I keep track of what's going on in price. All right, so let's just kind of like start to drill down. Right, so check now. So this is back on. So now I'm going to start drilling down H4 as we normally do. We've got a strong bullish opening, running for this area of value, very much close to where we wanted to sell yesterday. and where we actually took some sells yesterday, right? And that's it, right? So that's the 2-hour time frame, 1-hour time frame. All right, so a good play today would just be to wait and see if the sells work. You know, the buyers look very very aggressive right now in the opening, but nothing for me to do. 15 minutes, right? So 15 minutes opening. This is how it happened at 9 a.m. 2 red candles down, some type of mitigation all the way down here. Price starting to move to the upside. Nothing. So now I'm looking for retail traders levels. In my next video, I'll be talking to you guys about market structure, basic market structure. And in that basic market structure, I'll be showing you guys why it's very important to always understand retail levels, right? Because retail levels are generally a good indication of liquidity, and that's what we want to find. So I'm all the way down on the 15 minutes, on the 15 minutes time frame, and I'm just going to draw a couple of things that my eye can catch. Nothing too complicated. Something that a 6, 7, 8-year-old, would be able to kind of like see for themselves, right? For example, in yesterday's trading session, right, within the 9 a.m. vertical line of today and the 24-hour 9 a.m. vertical line, right, you can see here there was a support, right, a fake out, and then all the way down, then became a resistance, right, something similar here, right, and then markets opened on top of it today. Okay, cool. So there's some level here. There's a psychological confirmation level that I have no interest in trading at all, but it's nice to know that there are a lot of people out there who will be very focused on that. If I do something like this, we can also see something very similar, right? We can see that sell side liquidity was taken out this morning as we speak. See there, resistance, smart money is kind of like, push price up, right? Remember, there are different types of traders in both these scenarios. They're the ones who are trying to buy here and then markets push down against them. They're the ones who are trying to sell down here and markets push up against them. But there's also a different type. They're the type that when the market pushes up against them, to remove all sellers, they're going to wait for a retest, right, to push market back up, right? And same here, when markets push buyers down here, the support down, what happens is a lot of traders start to open sells, right? Because they assume there's going to be a retest of a trend line and they get faked out. I want to be none of those traders. So I've seen my levels of the day, and again, it's really just, I guess, for the sense of creating a content video today, just an education video, because normally I'll do nothing because I want to sell. I just want to sell. I want price to get back up to this my H1 supply, and I want price to get into that 5-minute order block. But if I was a buyer, now that I know where these levels are, these popular, support and resistance levels of smart money concept, all I have to do is to see where smart money is going to come and mitigate the losses, right? Remember, to push against, the market like this, you must open, counter positions to wipe out everyone. And it seems to me that outside of this support, where there was a sell side, down here would be a better place to wait. Down here on the 5 minutes time frame might be a better place to wait. Smart money could push price down all the way down here and leave without me, but that's fine. I mean, if I was desperate for a buy, a short-term buy, that's where I would put it, right? That's the 15 minutes, right? Where I've marked out that 5-minute zone, right? Looking for a clean order block, a clean demand away from retail traders, right? So there we go. I'll kind of like tighten it up like this on the 15 minutes time frame, and this is just the beginning of the day. You'd be surprised that markets will actually come here. You'll be surprised that markets will not only come here but break this buy zone. And the reason why they'll break this buy zone is because overall the trend is down. Right? This is just a 10 pip area of value, just 10 pips, right? Depending on your risk management style, this could run. If I'm right, I mean, I'm once again on the sell side of things today. But if you were really like a traditional smart money concept trade, you just buy and sell according to the change of characters, break of structures. There's a 1 in 7 risk reward in this buy side here, and I'll be tracking it to see how it goes. I don't mind risking a little bit of money, but I guarantee it's not really the type of trade setup I would like to take. The point was, find structure, understand where liquidity is, understand where smart money is bound to come back, right? Bound to come back, correct a few things. Maybe that's the play, but the real play is watch out for the sells, right? I'll keep you updated. Let me know if you like this type of videos, and I will keep grinding them out for you, right? 365, shake my hand. Peace for now. For now, peace. How's it, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well. Another update on this morning's trade. So, probably just watched it, so let me not even bother doing a recap. But there's EURUSD now. The time now is 23 past 1. So technically speaking, it's just been 3 hours. 3 hours since we looked at price. And I just want to kind of like do a couple of corrective things that traders do when this happens, right? So we broke down the 5 minutes. We broke it 15 minutes. Sorry, we can even go back even further down. So let's say down into the 15 minutes, the 5 minutes time frame. But you can see these levels that I spoke about earlier on quite clearly, like the support, resistance, the push down and up. There's that zone that we drew in the 15 minutes time frame, all right? And all markets have done for the last 3 hours is opened up, taken out sell side liquidity, right? And anyone, like I told you guys earlier on, who believes in this breakout stuff, right? Taken out as well. So first of all, there were sell orders, the breakout buy orders here that have been taken out. There were also the sell orders this side that have also been equally taken out, right? So retail trade has been smoked in the last 3 hours of this morning, and markets have arrived at the demand that I marked out here. And remember, this is still quite a risky trade for me because again, I do believe that the overall trend is down, but we'll see. I am inside the trade, small risks, just so that I'm not just theoretically talking about the stuff and I'm not risking my own money, because I know people only want to be taught if someone's using their live account. So yeah, I am inside the small trade. We shall see if it will climb up. In the next 30 minutes, we're going to have the New York session start. Right, so what you want to do is scenario analysis, be aware, scenarially aware of what's going on. Right, price has only moved about 40 pips today so far, right? And remember, according to what we know about our asset does like to move anywhere between 80 to 100 pips, then takes a couple of breaks and then ranges a bit and consolidates. Yesterday, we had a straight downward movement of 115 pips before the sideways consolidation. What does this mean? It means the move of the day still hasn't happened yet, right? So either that movement is going to take me out on a small lot, and that's fine, right? I'll still put out the video because, I did say to you guys that, for the most part, we should be looking for sales. But, the opportunity was right in front of me, and I thought it was just cool to see if this will work out, right? So I have been triggered here, so it's now time to kind of like start to map out our risk to reward, and then we shall see how price does. So I'll be back with you with another update probably later on tonight. Just keep watching. And just a kind reminder, the link is down below. All these rules are taught in the most structured way ever. Institutional supply and demand. Register here. Register now at the current price, because from the 4th of October, so probably a week before the 4th of October, the price will go up because we will be doing live classes between October all the way to December. That is me with you 3 times a week minimum, sometimes 4 times a week for 2 hours with live markets from October all the way to December as I break down trading psychology, my module 1 and module 2, which is the basic of institutional order flow, supply and demand, and my module 3 that specializes in smart money concepts, which is what we're doing here. Right, so I'll catch you guys in the next update. Peace. Yo, just another update. Crazy times ahead. I am literally about to start my senior traders lounge every day with my senior traders, and so we'll be looking at stocks. We try and do this, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday afternoons for the New York session. So I can't do this for long, right? So at about 3:30, I'll be streaming live with them. But man, this is what I was telling you about earlier on, right? That there's still a very high chance that price could go up, but that it's quite a dangerous buy area. Right, so first things first, we wanted to take a buy. We did take a buy actually, but look at this beautiful life lesson, right? Again, remember, I was quite clear, I am going against the trend, blah, 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 blah. I got stopped out right there, literally got stopped out. How unfortunate. But, looked at the charts again, noticed a lot of accumulation on the 1 minute time frame This was me like really thinking very much closely about the fact that the New York session was going to start. And so I just did what the same stuff that I teach people to do, which is to really look at the markets. This is part of module 3 now, teaching you guys how to read schematics, right? There's something called schematics that we're going to cover in module 3. Those of you who are going to be part of the course. Looked at a beautiful, risk my lot size, same drill like yesterday. If it's just 5 pips, maybe I can get in at a standard lot size, only risking $62. So first of all, remember, I got stopped out somewhere here. I'm going to send you guys a picture of the live if I remember to edit it in, right? And then I waited for a couple of things to happen. Remember, we've been talking about how liquidity is found, blah, blah, blah. Look at this beautiful here on the 1 minute time frame. Believe it or not, so I lost this was about 55 or 58. I'll find the screen grab. I'll find the screen grab for you, $58. And then I did a calculation of this zone, realized how small that zone is, just about 5 pips on the 1 minute time frame, risking my usual $62. But this time, because of how small the zone is, right, I can use a bigger lot size for maximum gain. And, lo and behold, got very lucky, got triggered. And you can see prices running right now. As we speak right now, quickly take a screenshot while, handling my microphone. As we speak right now, and you'll see the date, timestamp and everything, I'm up $224 on this trade. Okay, sorry, let me just get a screen grab again. Okay, so that's $226 US on this trade. Bearing in mind, I only lost $58 when I got stopped out, but I am now up 200 and something US dollars. So I could close. I could very much close right now, right? There's nowhere else to put my stop loss but right there. Okay, so maybe I can do something like that and then see what happens. My next update for real will be tonight after we see how the day has played out, right? If I go back to the 1 hour time frame, honestly speaking, we are approaching a breaking off in pattern. I'm just going to close this trade right now at 200 and something dollars. I mean, that's still a good trade. You lost 50 something bucks, you make 200 and something bucks. That's almost a 1:4. Trade closed, right? And then, if, it just depends, how you want to trade. Like this on the 1 minute time frame, if I was truly believing that there's going to be a long-term buy today in the markets, which I don't know because I haven't really looked at the markets long, overall. I would then definitely have, another buy order there, risking again 4 pips. So once again, risking the same $62 US. Once again, because it's 4 pips, I'm probably going to be allowed to use a standard lot size. Once again, you say 1.56. And if that's right, if markets come here and then trigger me again, then I'm in the money again, right? So we'll see. But right now, I have closed at $200 US just so that I know I've covered any type of losses I might have incurred in the day, right? So technically speaking, lost about $55 US 44 cents, but made $226 US, on just Euro USD 365.